My take on this quarterback out of Tennessee, um, Nico, whatever the hell his last name is. Apparently, they negotiated the contract, and he agreed to it. And what he decided to do is the night before spring practice, decided to hold out and demand more money. So since then, Tennessee decided to go on your way then, man. Get in the transfer portal. And they should. That was the correct decision. I don't know who the hell this kid is, and I'm not like a person who watches football, NCAA football, that much nowadays. I like the video game. I used to watch football all the time. I used to watch NCAA football all the time. And the way that they have been running the NCAA is absolutely atrocious. Whether it's the divisions, letting teams leave the Pac 12, 10, 18, whatever the hell it was, only to have two teams last year playing in that division, which is a prestigious division. And just like flooding the Big Ten, and they're not even in the same region anymore. You know what I mean? You got these California schools in a Midwest conference, so it doesn't really make any sense. And they're doing it because like they want money. And what I think is they just need to they probably need to have four big conferences and be like, anyway. So that was a debacle. The playoff, you go from 4 teams to, was it 12? 8, 12? Now, like 8, that's cool, but 12? The whole point of like the big argument for them not having a playoff, which was like when you have Michigan and I forgot what the other team, Nebraska, I think they both had the national championship, and I think 1997, I believe, or 98. When you have that going on, and now I was looking at, I don't know if it's like this is how they have it set up, but this is how they have it set up in the game, where basically you're playing 16 games. Like, you still have the conference championship game. I don't understand the point of that. If you made the playoffs, like, why would you want to? I guess like that's how they see. I don't see a point of the conference championship game. Anyway, it's like, I guess 15 games is okay, but like you're going to 16, and like I just don't understand what they're doing. And the whole transfer portal, it's not really that hard. Like, have a salary cap. You know what I mean? Like, especially in that, like, it's one thing in the NFL, whatever, if they wanted to be like Major League Baseball and be like, nah, there's no salary cap. But you definitely need to have a cap. They definitely need to cap across the board. It's a joke. I don't know how these people are in charge. I don't get it. Like, they have no logic. I don't even know how half of these GMs of actual, like professional sports teams have jobs. Like for me, if I was to be a GM of a WNBA team, I would try to put the most attractive women on the court. I don't care about wins and losses. I want the most attractive team. I want you to look cute. That's how we're going to sell tickets. I'm going to be able to market you way better than women that look like dudes out here. I'm sorry, that's not marketable. We don't. Women obviously don't like it. We don't like it. I don't know what to. If I wanted to see that, I would just watch guys, and it's a way better product than the WNBA. These GMs of these sports teams, I don't know what they're doing. It's not really that difficult. Like, you build around the coach, the system, or you build around the star. In the NBA, it's kind of similar with the NFL. You build around the coach or you build around that quarterback. Well, what they do is they basically, and I know this doesn't have nothing to do with that. Well, I don't really care. It's my challenge to talk about what I want. Why would you put a quarterback? Why would you draft a quarterback high who's going to be like your franchise quarterback and then force him into a system that he has to learn, is going to take him longer to develop? No, you draft a quarterback that maybe he doesn't fit your system. Well, you got the pick. You can pick this guy. He's a star. Well, you pick. Like, is this coach going to fit? Is he going to be able to fit with this coach? Is this coach, who's more important, this coach or this pick? Well, you could probably get like a quarterback later on that fits your system, and he probably will excel way quicker and have a better career than that quarterback that you just drafted. Just because it's a high pick, he's a big name. No, if you want to draft that guy, that star. You get rid of the coach, and then you completely overhaul everything to fit him. Fit whatever makes him... Why would you work against your talent? That doesn't make any sense. And, like, I got this concept of... It's when the Detroit Pistons eliminated the Los Angeles Lakers so they didn't four-peat, when they were loaded... They had Kobe, Shaq. I think they had Karl Malone and Gary Payton, which those guys were at the end of their career, but they were still pretty solid. Obviously, Shaq and Kobe were still in their prime, and Kobe was still coming up. And the Pistons eliminated them because of their system. It's not that complicated. Just because somebody has a bunch of talent doesn't mean it's going to transfer into the system. So, like, that's something that I would, across the board, every position. Maybe you can get this player. He's a highly touted player, but he doesn't fit your system. And the whole thing with, like, leaving. The whole thing with, like, I don't blame... I think there should be a transfer portal because these coaches, they're transferring. So, like, part of the reason why these players in the past would go with different schools is because they fit with that coach. Basically, like the system I was talking about. Or, you factor in playing time, maybe there's somebody else on the... You want to play more when you're younger, or, like, it's just whatever. You want to make sure that, like, you're in the best position where you have eyeballs on you. Basically, that's what you want. You want eyeballs on you. You want notoriety. You want to get your name out there. And it's not just you can get your name out of there a lot of different ways. Look at this guy. He just got his name out there, and from what I'm hearing, he's not that good. I just seen something that he's like he could be a Heisman candidate. His numbers looked pretty weak last year, but I guess he was a freshman, so, like, he might be better this year. But he demanded $4 million. I guess they... I don't know. He already agreed to whatever that they did, and he just, like, pretty much, like... It's kind of like, like the credit card companies for me where, I'm reconsolidating my credit. And I wanted to put this in a different video. I'm trying to consolidate my credit. Well, part of that is I have to stop making payments. So what happens is they stop getting payments from me for a few months, and then, or a couple months really quickly, and they were like calling me all the time. They destroyed my credit. Like, I destroyed it, but, like, they went in there. They didn't say, like, hey, we can try to, like, work this out. Like, hey, this is what we can do. No, we're going to go right to using all of our... Now they have no leverage against me because, like, you've already destroyed my credit. And that's basically kind of... I know it's a horrible example, but I definitely want to get that out there that, like, you automatically went out there and destroyed my credit. I destroyed it. But they went out there. They didn't say, "Hey, that's put you on that's I know you're having trouble. That's take off interest payments on us for like a year." They never said nothing like that. And you know, I could have probably negotiated, but like it was a stupid move of me. But anyway, so it's like they have no leverage because like whatever leverage that they had was they destroy my credit. Well, they've already used that, so I don't care no more. Okay. And that's kind of like him. Like he just, why would you wait to the last second unless you didn't want to be there anyway? And that's what I'm thinking. He just didn't want to be there anyway. There's more in depth. I'm sure you can go out there but my whole thing is like the NCAA is just not working very well, and I don't think that they're going to. These players, man, you're not. If nobody is watching, then the ads who are like paying for everything, all the advertisement, just like the NBA, you don't have eyeballs. People aren't watching the ads. Or an ad like. The more people that are like watching your product, obviously, and you put ads, they're going to see the ads. That's why they pay these, you know, that's why YouTubers get money for eyeballs. The prominent ones, you know, like you get eyeballs and people are going to see my ads, so I'm going to pay for that. It's just like, you guys aren't going to get paid much like pretty soon. I mean, I don't know what to tell you. They've destroyed it, like it's destroyed, and this can be fixed. I just look at the NCAA as a joke. NCAA football and it's sad. That was like my number one favorite. It was my favorite thing to get into, because like it was really cool to see these players with like tons of potential, you know, before they actually go into the NFL. You know, you see these players, you get to know them and whatever. But I just think like everything is collapsing, man. It's not just music. It's not just movies. It's sports. It's everything is collapsing. And I'm wondering, like, so, like, these advertisements, like, what they do is they pay, and look it up yourself, man. I don't need to sit here and, like, get in depth, but, like, basically, like, the NBA or whoever, they'll sign a contract for so many years and be like, yeah, we're paying you this much money for this many years, but, like, when that contract wears out, I don't think these players are really thinking ahead to understand that, and maybe obviously these college players don't care, but like this is gonna happen across the board, man. You're gonna see like these contracts come to fruition, and then like when they renew, the NBA or NCAA won't have as much leverage to keep money going up. As long, all I've seen is the contracts going up, people getting paid more and more money my whole life. I've never seen it deflated. I've never seen it like, oh crap, we don't have as much money, we don't have as much revenue, and you might see some of these leagues try to play hardball because like they financially can't. Maybe they're in huge debt and they really can't. And then the ads are like, this is our best offer, man. And it's way lower than that they can run their league on because they've spent so much money. They have so much money going everywhere. You might start seeing some of these leagues just going away. And that is crazy. I'm not saying it's going to happen right now, but I'm saying there's a potential that you might start seeing it. Like, it's like they're going to have to, instead of relying on ad revenue, they're going to have to rely on just people coming there, and that's it. And like that's going to be a huge decrease, and they're going to have to cut. And where are they going to cut? They're going to cut on people's salary. So like all the new contracts that people come up with, they're just not going to be able, like, you see these players, you compare like, hey, this is what I'm doing. This is what, what this player is doing similar. So I'm going to get this type of contract. Well, at some point they're going to be like, no, man, like we can't afford it. And then you might see these big star players. You might see a lot of these star players like either retiring, taking a lot less, or just leaving this country altogether, like Stephon Marbury, and going playing in China or somewhere else, one of these European leagues, because they might get paid more. This is you're gonna see a huge shakeup at some point. I don't know what league it is. Like anything could be touched. The biggest, baddest thing that seems like it could never collapse, that could never go away. What Blockbuster has told me is that anything is touchable. You think that Google can't collapse? You think that Google can't end up like MySpace or Blockbuster? You are crazy. I know Tesla's huge. I know, Bitcoin's huge. Like anything can collapse. Anything. Any corporation, anything is huge right now. And I know that's because it's hard for that's logic, right? That's logic. But there's like this like normalcy bias that it could never happen, or like nothing bad can ever happen to America. America's always going to be number one. Well, maybe we shouldn't be number one because we've been horrible at leading our country. We don't even know, like hypothetically, what happens which this happens I don't know why they do this. Like, listen, like America, if you wanted Biden, like vote for the Democrats during the midterms. Like they always do this. They always want to like go to something else, a different plan, and then they want to, for whatever reason, put the brakes on whatever they're doing, and then like vote for the other party during the midterms to kind of like, dude, what do you want to do, man? Like you have to pick a way and stick with it and see what happens. What's probably going to happen with this, like the Trump thing, is like, if we go through like a long economic slowdown, like a long recession, if this isn't something that just is a quick thing, which I don't know, like historically this shouldn't be a quick thing, like especially like with everything that's been going on. It should be pretty, like, it should be a long recession. We should go through a long recession, but some of the things that Trump is doing could mitigate that. So it's a quick, maybe like oil prices are down, so it can lower inflation because shipping is easier. It's cheaper to ship, so you can take those prices down and take counteract those tariffs a little bit. And relieve the customer and be able to, because like, man, I know it's economics and I know it's this is supposed to be about, listen, man, it's kind of like similar, man. Like these players don't realize, they don't care though. Like they're just, what they need to do is like you sign with the team for like your whole college career. Like that's what they should do. Is when you offer a contract, don't do 1 year contract. Do like, you sign for 3 or 4 years, like that's where you're gonna be. But yeah, like the problem is the coaches leave. That's the problem. And maybe something like if the coach leaves and then like you can lose your contract, like you can get out of your contract. Like there's no out of the box thinking with the NCAA, and that's why it could fold. And colleges could fold. You could see these traditional colleges start folding left and right, especially when people start waking up and realizing going to college and paying all that, going to student loan debt isn't really worth it nowadays, especially when you can like self-educate very easily nowadays.